So the dip buyers finally getting crushed today. They've propped this market up quite a bit. Let's take a look at that. So strong down day, minus 117 in the E-mini S&P, minus 437 in the Nasdaq. But intraday it was choppy, so it wasn't as profitable as it may have been had it not been as choppy. We were up about 6K on some of the bigger portfolios, and you see. So the market was here 9:30 by 10:30, kind of in a chop zone. So the rest of the day until the last 30 minutes was chop, 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 and then a sell-off here at the end of the day where we caught up. So we kind of were, most of the profits were made right here at the end of the day on this sell-off. You see the propping up action continue to happen, but the chopper strategy we've been watching that had such great profits, these were our indicators. They lost today in a big way, so you see that here. That's a good thing. We're not trading these. We talked about how yesterday this one made $8,000, and it's just extreme in how well this chop has done and the propping has done. And so let's look at the trades now on the day. Also, take a look at VIX. VIX skyrocketed up to 40. Now let's look at the trades on the day. So I want to first explain the, if this is the first time you're hearing this, I want to explain the propping that we're talking about. Last Monday, market sold off. The rest of the week, this is the E-mini S&P. It's contained in that lower range. They've contained it. You know, they took out the lows here on Thursday, but then they contained it. And then when you see a propping action like this, you see the truth happen at night. The gap down, the truth occurs. So the truth happens at night. And so Sunday night, gap down to Monday morning. This Monday morning, sell off, and then prop mode again. So you sell off in prop mode, sell off in prop mode, and you see this Cobra 3 trade. It barely made anything on the ES. It got stopped out on the NQ, and then the truth happened at night. The dip coming in, the gap down, and so it was tricky because you see that most of the trend was overnight, and we lost a night trader. Night trader's really been struggling. So you see the sell-off here, and then first part of the day, first hour down. So overnight, first hour was down, and then the day session, just a chop fest. And then that last 30 minutes, finally some extension. It didn't get propped all the way up into the close. We finally got some extension into the close. And so this is it's more natural. And strategies like night trader are affected by this because had the market distributed during the day, it's more likely that, so if the market had sold off during the day, closed down here, it's more likely that night trader would either not trade or there would be more bounce at night. And so it throws off the dynamics when it's propping. And so I'm talking about propping, I'm talking about the dip buyers. They're the dip buyers that come in and continuously prop it and see more and more propping than we've ever seen. Also, the Federal Reserve, the confidence of the Federal Reserve gives dip buyers a lot of courage to kind of prop up these markets and get the market to rally. But as we come into the election, we see this VIX rising, and we talked about the VIX divergence a little bit yesterday, how the market did not sell off as the VIX climbed, and then it finally did today. So good trading day to day. Looking for more trends instead of all this chop. We've had some extreme amount of chop as we come into the election, as we've talked about. So Cobra 3 mini S&P did lose today, minus 625. A little bit bigger stop would have worked. Adaptive moving average plus 437, plus 437.50. 60-minute breakout short 1 minute, plus 912.50. You see the short trade here, short, reversed to the long, got stopped out. So they tried to rally it here at the end of the day. I don't know if you're watching the order book, but that last hour, when that last hour hit, the speed of the order book just picked up. You know, it's like, let's drive it up now. Let's drive it up. And it finally rolled over. The bears got it today, and the dip buyers lost after hours. So it lost because of the sell-off overnight. The first part of the overnight session was sideways, and then around 3 a.m., sold off. And then you see night trader. It's having a rough time. It's not at a worst-case drawdown. You can test this back to 1997. I would show you the test back to 1997, but I have too many charts open right now, and it might crash it. And so it's putting the 25K, 50K portfolio near a worst-case drawdown. Cobra 3 NQ helped us out today. And so we're trading this as a portfolio. This is going back to May, going back 5 months. And just since September the 18th, this thing is just, we've had several big stop outs in a row. And so it's at its worst case drawdown in the last 4 years, but not at its worst case drawdown. And the 25K, 50K portfolio is, we leave it in the portfolio because we don't want to exit at a strategy right when it hits a worst case drawdown, or before the portfolio is at a worst case drawdown. You typically, what you would do is you would take that. If you did that, you would take it out, and then if you added another strategy, you would increase your risk. Typically, a strategy will bounce some. I would expect that after so many losers in a row, there will be some bounce and some moves higher overnight, even in a bear market. You know, this strategy actually did well in the sell-offs at the beginning of the year in the pandemic, and even in 2018, all those sell-offs, it still did well because those were more natural sell-offs. What we've had recently has been very unnatural propping to continue the trend higher. So the big trades on the day, the mega trades, AT 2020 NQ plus 4,075. Love to see that. Love to see the infinity strategies like this perform. This one struggled with all the chop, but today, a day like today, makes it pay off to keep it in the portfolio for the diversity. Tick count trend NQ 2020, 2 winners early, and then at the end of the day, the chop. You can just see this chop at the end of the day, how they try to drive it higher. And then, you know, they're trying to drive it higher again. Now that the market's 1600, the market's closed down, they're trying to drive it higher again. The buy the dippers are very active still and seem to have an endless supply of money. QS3, one of our favorite strategies, lost today. So if you like trading, if you want to trade this strategy, good to get in after a loser. It's been on a hot streak, been one of the top strategies, but it did lose today, minus 725. Cobra III NQ, the big winner on the day, plus 25.35. And you had, where was it? Tick Pulse, plus 26.85. Gap continuation 2019, minus 975. 3 losers. Just such a tight stop right in here with all this chop. And so basically the biggest winners in some of these portfolios were based on AT 2020 NQ plus 4,075, Tick Pulse NQ plus 26.85, and then Cobra III NQ plus 25.35. Crude oil, nice short plus 305 here. Didn't capture. I mean, crude oil's down 225 today, so only caught a small part of that trend. Natural gas, no trades. RBOB, no trades. Gold, Asia Gold 4 stopped out, minus 1,025. Cobra Gold, plus 575 on the day. Then you have silver, no trades. Euro, minus 31.25. Soybeans, minus 375 on grains day trader 3. And so depending on what portfolio you trade, 25K portfolio would be up today because it traded night trader at minus 1,600. It came in to the session and it lost another 100 right here, and then got stopped out for a $1,500 stop loss. So night trader lost, but then the Cobra III NQ plus 25.35 made up for that. And so it's up on the day if you're trading the 25K portfolio. And there's a mixture of other portfolios. I'll have the results if you need them. You can message me. I'm trying to automate a setup on the new website to post those daily reports. It just takes a little bit of time. I want to automate it so that it's much faster and more efficient. So those are the trades on the day. Good time trading the shorts. Mainly the profits came from these big trades on the Nasdaq, and that's why we keep these infinity strategies that we've recently talked about in the portfolio.